Somebody shot my dad. I get the killer mentality. I come from murder and tragedy. Single burn home and family. Do this shit for my whole family. I'ma go get me a Grammy. You know that I'm missing you, granny. Backbone to my whole family. I got to turn for the family.
You were saying that you were hearing like the kids, what the kids were talking about. What were they actually saying to you that moved you to say, all right, I got to do something about it? Because we talk about trauma with kids all the time, but I don't think a lot of people really understand how kids kind of articulate what they're going through when they witnessing all of these deaths and going to these funerals every week, because a lot of us didn't grow up like that. This is looks like a new phenomenon for kids to be going to funerals every week and for their friends to be dying and to get shot.
Yeah, well, for me, it wasn't until I went into the military and I was dealing with those families, and when something happens in the military, everyone is taken care of. But in the streets, it's just like, is no support. So
just a GoFundMe.
Yeah, just a GoFundMe. So I didn't know what to do. So, but to answer your question, the kids, they're very disconnected to life. You know who's lost someone. You can spot out a kid that's struggling, just by their demeanor, by the way they carry themselves. So I always try to cater or recognize those kids and just be there for them.
So when we showed the clip, was of you, outside in the neighborhood where the 20 shots rang out, right? And people were injured, and one young brother, perished after that. So when you first found out about it, what was your reaction, and then what happened when you started going out to that neighborhood?
Or maybe you can also explain like your process on how you get the notifications.
Like, how do you get the notifications too?
Well, sometimes, it's a lot of first responders on the scene. So and it's people from the community, and they'll give me a call, or just like you guys, I might see it on Instagram. It might pop up on I get a lot of stuff off Murder Mayhem. DC. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but I get a lot of stuff off of there. And the first thing I do, I just be crying. I just, people, that made world news. I just couldn't believe that was going on right in our backyard. That's something when you see on TV. Hello?
Yeah, you faded out a little bit.
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
No, we can't see you, but we can hear you.
Okay. All right. I don't know what happened to the camera.
But go ahead, just keep talking. It's all good.
Yeah, but oh, no camera. I'm sorry, but yeah. Well, I'm sorry. What was we saying?
So you said you immediately, you started crying because it was in your backyard.
Yeah. So, and a lot of people, they call me when it happened. So actually, someone from that neighborhood called me and just was giving me the behind the scenes of what happened. And I just was in disbelief. I felt sorry for the young man Malik from Eat. Because they were actually looking for someone to pin that murder on, and me personally, I feel like it should be pinned on the shooter, not the person holding the event. So thank God the community has been in unison and saying, the community through that event. It wasn't one person. You can't pin that on one person,
right?
That did that event. The only person you can really blame is the shooter. So. But that's the first thing we do. We go and we just talk to people, find out how they're feeling. And, I'm connected with a lot of people So whatever resource I can provide, that's what I do. And I just let them know whatever we can do, we're gonna do it. You know, whatever in our powers, we're gonna do, and we're gonna keep on doing. We're gonna be consistent. We're always gonna look out for you guys, because when a shooting occurs, the first thing is everybody is outraged. Then we gather and we do something, and that's it. So, you know, I try to come in when that's it for everyone else, because these kids are still hurting. They still trying to figure out why it happened to their friend and if it's going to happen to them. So, yeah.
So how do you manage, you know, to deal with providing that kind of, you know, trauma response? Because, you know, you rolling up onto a situation and everybody's kind of traumatized, even if, you know, they might not be saying it verbally, they still traumatized, and they should be for warranted reasons. So how do you, you know, when you first approaching, how do you manage to discern like who's traumatized, who needs to get mental health treatment the most? Like, because there often seems to be, you know, you roll up and there's a lot of people in the situation, but you know, you have to identify, all right, I'm a prioritize who's going to get, you know, the help that they need, because you could roll up and it's 20 people, but it might be 5 that might be really going through it. So how do you even manage to identify, okay, I'm a triage, you know, this trauma response to these individuals, and I know maybe 10 of these people over here, even though they might need help, these 5 people need it immediately, like ASAP.
Yeah, and that's the toughest, like, because, you know, Day, the 11-year-old Day just was shot. So, you know, we're dealing with that community, and we didn't get a break, and this happened. So I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, like, come on, we can't. So we just, like I said, we do all we can. We try to just always include different, like we're doing a Six Flags trip, and we picked 5 families, and we try to pick the people that's not getting a lot of love, that's not getting a lot of attention. And as far as like 30th and Du Bois, we're doing a care package drive to give to the victims, but we're going to wait. You know, we'll wait a couple of months or maybe a month and come back to see who's still, you know, who's still in need, who's the community gurus in the neighborhood. Because we went to 34th and Du Bois, and I laugh because they don't really need any help. They don't need too much help. They probably just need some guidance. Because I said, if y'all can buy all that liquor, y'all can take care of y'all neighborhood.
And also, isn't it a Lancet concern is in that neighborhood as well, right?
Yes, they are. They are. Yeah, I'm new to the neighborhood, so I really can't speak on what's going on around there.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
OTL, Mafia Music. I don't really do the computers. I'm in the street with the movers. I'm on the block with the shooters.